Alright parents, fess up. What is your least favorite thing about your child? My son has decided that he is a secret agent at the same agency as Perry THR Platypus, so now every time I ask him to try something new he says I already tried that on a mission, so I know I don't like it. Turn it against him. Tell him that he is currently on mission to eat the new thing. If he doesn't he will fail. AMD Doofenshmirtz will conquer the tree state area. Both of my children. Actually. They both think being in a lockdown virtual school situation means they never need to bathe or use deodorant again. My kid will sometimes just go through a period where everything is "Hey dad. Pretend that I am." And it's great because he is using his imagination and being creative and all that. But when it is all day, and it's the exact same scenario, or slightly different. How much he's like me. I can correct a stubborn kid. But when it's more like looking in a mirror, that makes it 10 times more irritating, and I have no idea why. No one tells you that having kids is like arguing with yourself for 18-20 years. My 4-year is way too much like me. It's hard arguing with a smaller, less emotionally developed version of yourself. My kid can literally talk non-stop for hours. It does annoy me. I've been making an effort to stop what I'm doing and just listen. Sock balls. He is constantly making balls out of socks and throws them around endlessly. He never has any socks to wear because they are nowhere to be found due to constant sock balling. Drives me insane. It's a good thing he's cute and a really good kid. It could be so much worse at 15. All the things that annoy me about my kids are traits they inherited from me. Apparently I'm pretty annoying. Lack of volume control. When our son was 2, he was a horrible eater and sleeper. Just very finicky with his food. And very difficult to keep asleep. We would get so frustrated and sometimes just be distraught with lack of sleep every night. Then we went to the doctor. Turns out he had a minor structural issue in his mouth that made it very hard to eat solid food. He wasn't eating because he physically couldn't. And he wasn't sleeping because he was always hungry. To be honest, the smell of his farts. They are so bad it actually makes me angry, and the little thinks it's the most hilarious thing. Edit. Thank you all for your concerns and suggestions about IBS. This is something we have spoke to his pediatrician about and she isn't worried. Sometimes farts just smell bad. Edit 2. I am so glad my highest upvoted comment is about my kids' farts. Thank you. People have read it. He likes to randomly spin with his arms out. I just got backhanded in what used to be my sack in the middle of Walmart. It's the 3rd time this week. Can I answer as an uncle that does more parenting of the kid than his dead father? My nephew adores me. He's autistic. And I'm one of the few people who gets him. But it means anytime I'm around he's attached to my side. That's fine. But he doesn't seem to be able to understand that he can just be around me without having to fill the silence. I'm cool with him playing his Switch with my left arm around him while I browse Facebook with my right. I like conversations. But he feels the need to always be talking. Even with nothing at all to talk about. Which means 3-4 times a day I have him pop his head up and ask whatever random question he can think of in the moment. Like what would happen if Super Mario were blue, or what if black holes weren't black holes? Or what's your favorite type of wall? All of these have been asked at one point. He is 8 months old and every time even just one of his hands gets within 3 inches of my face he rips my glasses off. Every single time. My 4-year always wants me to pretend I'm eating stuff he brings me. Like, hey mom, eat this banana, and gives me the TV remote. I don't know why. But I hate this game so much. My 5-year-old does the same thing. It's always spaghetti, but in reality it's a bowl of Cars or My Little Pony figurines or something. I never react acceptably. If I act like it's delicious spaghetti he's all no it's ponies, it's yucky, and if I pretend it's disgusting because it's toy cars it's no it's yummy spaghetti, you love it. I just can't win. That they never turn off the lights when they leave a room. Mom? What are you doing on Reddit? My daughter likes to wait until they're cozy and comfortable before dropping and loading her diaper. My stepdaughter has entered the phase of her life where she wants to know what we're doing at all times. Including when I'm sleeping laying down. 2 weeks ago I took a nap and she got into my face while I was sleeping to confirm I was still sleeping. The good news, I'm happy to experience this now so I can prepare for it later. Eat her. She's 5. I'm a woman. That he puts random crap from the floor in his mouth but he won't eat vegetables. Actual food. My Sil started putting food on her freshly washed floor when her baby did this. Floor pairs are better than high chair pairs. Oldest, non-stop talking, not like me. Youngest, has a 0 to 150 temper, like me. I hated my oldest daughter's ex-husband. Adore everything about her but her judgment of people has always been terrible. She's too trusting. Currently it is a scream. Basically she's just started the most god-awful high-pitched scream whenever things are going badly for her. Especially when she's frustrated or raging. It's only been the last couple of weeks and we're cracking down on it hard now. Because if you bang she scream over minor things, how do we know if something is really truly wrong when you do it? Aka boy who cried wolf. It's definitely slowed down in the last day or so since we got stern with her. So hopefully it's ending, but it was not a fun phase. I got mine out of that scream by literally running to them as if it was an emergency every time. Are you okay? WHO's hurt. Is someone stealing you? Are you on fire? At first they giggled and it was such good fun. But then I kept it up. Within the year I overheard them explaining to another kid on the playground why they shouldn't fake scream. Their inability to remember to throw their trash in the actual trash. Instead of leaving it lying around all over the house. I recently found what I think was originally an apple core behind my son's tall boy. Can't get the stain out of the carpet. How she can't open a can of beans by herself. S on me every time but never on my wife. My kid has had and horrible impulse control. Nothing malicious. Just weird stuff and a lot of times annoying or socially inappropriate. I love him so much and my heart breaks for his struggles now and when he gets older. We work on it. Middle kid is in the preteen I hate everything phase. You know what I found out? That after going through all the tween and teen years you end up with an adult child. Adult children are wonderful. So, after your teen screams about hating you, just remind yourself that soon you'll have an adult child. May not be soon enough. But you'll get there. My daughter is 8 and she's a great kid all around. Couldn't have asked for better except for one thing. She's really anxious and gets scared easily. She's starting to grow out of it. I think. Dogs are one thing she's particularly scared of. Just today we were out walking and a dog across the street was barking and she wanted me to pick her up. She was in a complete panic. The dog started coming over and she started climbing me. I just couldn't carry her on the slushy snow we were on. I'm also only 5 feet 2 and she's already 4 feet 2. The dog? Tiny little thing in a cute sweater. 10 pounds at the most. Sigh. 15-year-old. Discovered memes when he was 14. Yeah. We get all of the memes described to us. Autism doesn't help. Very simply the noise. I have 3 and never have peace and quiet unless I'm home alone. Silence is so beautiful. Both of my older children, aged almost 6 and 4, refuse to acknowledge anyone who speaks to them. Their principal says hello. Stonewalled. Don't even look at him. Family they haven't seen in a while act all happy to see them. No reaction. Deadpan faces. I know they are still so young and everything, but it seems other children their age at least wave or say hi or something. Barring any neurodivergent causes. It can help to teach kids who have a hard time socializing appropriately rote phrases they can use in those situations. Hi. How are you? Good to see you. Good morning, afternoon. Etc. I have to teach my daughter step-by-step instructions because she's so impulsive. She'll instantly accost literally anyone, even strangers, and start talking to them like they were in the middle of a conversation. And it makes people uncomfortable. I know this is the opposite of your issue, but the same solution might help. We act out our little routines together to practice good social interaction. My son responds to serious questions with nonsense. His new thing is just responding with banana every time we ask him something. The whining. My god. The whining. D7 she's alright. Super chill. Talk salad. That's my biggest complaint. S4 whiny little dude. Throws tantrums 2-3 times a week. And he likes to yell. Like not cry or mean. Just be as loud as possible. He thinks it's cool. It took me a minute that D7 and S4 were daughter number 7 and son number 4. The lack of self-preservation instincts. Trying to teach small children not to do something because it can kill or severely injure them is a constant and exhausting battle. Threads like this are the best form of birth control. How he's making my wife nauseous. Pretty annoying for a negative 7-month-old. Her stubbornness. His fear to try something new. Dad. Guess what? Dad. You know Callum. In my class? Lad. I don't know your classmates. I get you and your brothers confused, so just move on with the story. Nice try. I sat here trying to come up with something and ended up realizing that my grown kids are pretty awesome. They are kind, caring, hard-working individuals. When they were young, they constantly fought. So there was that. The incessant, desperately unfunny but they think it's funny jokes screeches impressions from my 2 boys. They're both amazing and a ton of fun, Marizo individually, but the inane little boy humor is super grating. My stepkids have been doing this thing for the last 2 years where they constantly say did you know? And then list a useless fact that any adult should know. Sometimes they're not even right. Yes, I know. My kid always takes instruction as criticism. It's nothing personal, baby. I'm trying to keep you from getting yourself killed. FFS. My 7-year-old hates babies. Like insane levels of hatred if I even glance towards one. Hi mom. If you're posting on this thread then I'm sorry. My 2-year-old hates getting her diaper changed. Yells and cries every time. I don't understand. She doesn't seem to be in pain. We're good about lathering on the Aquaphor when she's red. And she's good about telling us when she's in pain and where. So I always ask if it hurts because I don't want her to feel like she concerns are ignored. I always stop for a minute. Talk calmly to her. Ask if it hurts. Tell her I'm going to be very gentle but I need to clean her bottom. But like, girl you got folds and when you have as mushy poop I have to get in there or you'll get a UT. But I don't want to give her a complex about her vulva and such and her up emotionally. She's a terrific kid and so brave in any other situation so I really don't get it. I even went through the okay is there any chance she was abused by someone? Which is a hideous thought and made me sick but God forbid I miss something. Sorry that was dark. The other comments were funny. It's on my mind today. My 9-year-olds each sentence starts with daddy I have a question and never gets a chance to answer it. My stepdaughter is afraid of everything. When I first came into the picture we couldn't even get her to walk past the Halloween stuff in Home Depot. She was 8. We can now get her in a Halloween store but she still won't go anywhere near the animatronics. She's 13 now. She has some brave moments though. I gave her a staff that I had gotten from a Ren fair to make her feel a little more safe. Now when she hears a loud or strange noise she'll come running out of her room with the staff, banging it into the walls and almost falling when she gets it tangled in her legs. Give the kid a weapon. Not a parent. But I'm an older brother that spends a lot of time at home with his little sister. I love her so much. But she's so So rude and doesn't understand boundaries or time lapses at all. If you play with her, you have to play with her all the time and she will get angry at you even if you have played for hours. Sometimes she will start hitting you or insulting you. And when I try to say something, my parents have taught her to tell me I'm not her dad, so I can't correct her and she shouldn't listen to me. Thing is, she doesn't listen to anyone. Ever. When the puppy is hyperactive and wants to play, my kid wants to just play with his own toys and constantly yells no at the dog for what feels like hours. When the puppy is calm or sleeping, my kid jumps all over him and tries to wrestle. They can never both be calm or both be hyper. Not my child, but my younger half brothers. The oldest, 9M, gets frustrated when he can't do something and gets very angry. Usually ends up quitting, which is a shame. He's super bright but one little stum in the way and he just wants to give up. The youngest, 7M, is a huge sore loser. But the worst thing is the rambling. He can talk forever about nothing. He'll tell a story that has more branches and side plots than Matt Mercer's Critical Role. And that's just telling me about his friend Carter's new cat. I love them both though. Her memory. She knows what she should do. Shower. Clean the cat box. Clean the hamster cage. Clean her workspace. Keep her camera on for e-school. But here I am asking her to do it again. Son 10. All he wants to do is play games or watch stupid stuff on YouTube. Can't get him interested in anything else. Who else is looking for their parents in this thread? My oldest has OCD and germophobia. She won't use the mugs. We once put our pet fish in a mug about 18 months ago to clean his tank. She won't use another style of mug because a stink bug crawled on the outside. Won't use other dishes because the cats ate tuna out of them. We have bleached all the dishes. She still won't use them. If we give her one of these dishes, she won't eat or drink out of it. This thread is making me not want children. LMAO. That I don't get to spend enough time with her. I love my baby, but sometimes his poop gets tangled in his booty hair. And he hates when we trim it. Such is life. On the plus side, he has the cutest mustache and paws. 14-year-old son. Aside from the fact that he has my attitude, only kid. Single mom. Go figure. He smells. It's that normal teenage gross boy smell. But ugh. I'm about to kick him out to the garage. My son was like that. He'd come out of the shower and within minutes he stunk again. And God help me if he had a friend over. The smell would almost knock me over if I popped my head in his room. Just after his 14th day and around the time his voice stopped cracking. It eased up a lot. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Just buy a lot of scented candles till then. Pre-COVID. The complete lack of sympathy that maybe I don't want to go swimming every single Sunday morning and expose my dad bod in public. You should go anyway. Once they start being embarrassed by you, they will have the memory cringingly etched on their brains. Not my child. Rather my BF's brother and his sister-in-law. Every time I go to their house for the holidays or a party, their 4-year-old daughter wants to play with me. I'm 25 years old and the last thing I want to do is sit on the floor and play with someone else's kid when everyone my age and up gets to socialize with adults. I feel bad saying no to the kid and wish her parents would step in and say something. I avoid these parties because I always end up trapped playing Barbies or other hands-on games. Any and all advice is appreciated. You could give the child a time frame. Hey, we can play for 15 minutes but then I'm going to go hang out with the adults, okay? So what do you want to play? Set a visible timer on your phone smartwatch and when it goes off tell the kiddo you had fun but it's time for you to go hang with the adults now. It may take a few times to sink in, but maybe that could help. Eating with her mouth open and the lip smacking. If it were anyone else I would not tolerate that. How can you tolerate it? My 10-year-old smacks his lips and I just want to smack him. Been telling you since before you were born to chew with your mouth closed. He's a freaking asshole. You don't accidentally buy shot for Fortnite 9 times. Yeah, just don't. He's a bit over 2 right now and still insists on sleeping in bed with us. We got him a nice comfy custom made bed which he treats like lava. And he sleeps sideways in our bed. So I always end up with a double kick to the face or the dick. And the dude is tall for his age. He's always been 99% percentile or more in terms of height. But you know what? I'd miss him otherwise. I enjoyed the coziness we have bundled up in our blanket lasagna during the cold morning we had over the holidays. With the pandemic he is also limited to Zoom classes, which I am paying out the nose for. As you can expect. 2-year-olds don't like sitting down for extended periods of time unless it's to watch something they like. Since I'm WFH I sit next to him every lesson and tell him to sit and listen every 2 minutes. But my least favorite thing has always been having to say goodbye to him when I leave for work. Not a parent. Not a parent either, but I was defiantly my dad's least favorite. However, no doubt I was my mom's favorite. That she got mad because I would not let her sleep over at her friend's house, so she punched a hole in the wall. How old? 6:30 am wake up time on Saturday, Sunday, and holidays. Maybe I'm a bit sensitive because we are in the middle of winter break. But there is no need to stomp through the house when everyone wants to sleep in. Night terrors. FFS. The non-stop blood-curdling screams no matter how hard you tried to wake them up. Thank goodness the one grew out of it. The most satisfying yet infuriating thing was that they recalled nothing of it the next day. You're there with eye bags and frayed nerves. And they're all I'm cute. I require pancakes with a whipped cream face. Diaph hellspawn. No kids, but my cat is a complete dickhead with no personal boundaries.